everyone, and welcome back to the Business Spotlight podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Chivison, and I'm here with Eric Fickle, and we're here at the Kichen Engine on location today. So super exciting. Thank you so much, Eric, for being here.
Absolutely.
And donating your time today. So I got to start off with my favorite first question. How did Kichen Engine start?
That's a great question. The Kichen Engine started as more or less just a kind of a business idea between my father and I. At the time in 2005, there was no kitchen store in Spokane, and I had a previous business that I was looking to sell and do something different. And my dad and I kind of have always wanted to do something together. And he said, "Hey, there's no kitchen store in Spokane. What do you think we could do that?" And I said, "Well, neither one of us know anything about kitchen stuff, but at the time I was in my 20s, so it's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's give it a go." And he had some prior knowledge. My dad's a CPA, and he did accounting for a kitchen store that was actually in this exact location.
You're kidding. Oh
that
gosh.
closed in 2003. So it had been about two and a half years
nice.
since she was open, and he kind of knew that business a little bit. So there was some insider knowledge as to how the back end of the business worked. It started as a business decision, and then quickly, became a passion, and you learn a lot real quick.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's always how it goes.
Yep.
Nice. Well, kind of jumping off of that, if you had to start from square one back in 2005, or even today, what would you do differently?
I would say it's really hard to think about that, like rewind time, and it's like, okay, what would I do differently? Because obviously I've learned a lot in 20 years of doing this, but also you learn enough to know that there's no way to really know the end from the beginning. But I would say in 2006, if I could start over again in 2006, I would definitely put a little more effort into the online portion of my business and growing that from the beginning, where when we started, focus was and is and always has been the customer experience, the in-store experience. But I would say starting over in 2006, I would put a little more effort into, building a website, having that be almost a separate business. It wasn't that we didn't try.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a whole nother business. It's a whole nother realm of things that I didn't really understand at the time. But yeah, I would say if I did it over again, I would put a little more effort into that.
Kind of piggybacking off of all of that, what have been some of your biggest learnings as an employer?
I would say number one for me is identifying the right people, keeping them engaged, and putting them in the positions that complement their abilities, and relying on, more on the right people, and not wasting your time with the wrong people.
Yeah, that's important. So kind of going off of that, what qualities do you look for in employees, and how do you foster that positive environment?
I think probably the biggest things that I look for in employees, and the things that I've seen over time, we have several people on staff that have been here since pretty much the beginning. I have several employees that have been here for 15 plus years. And
that's incredible.
They're amazing human beings. And, just watching them work and take ownership in what they do, I would say the biggest thing is that self-motivated go-getter attitude, and the way they approach everything, where it's not that they, take charge and boss everybody around, but it's kind of like, okay, if something needs to get done, figure it out. Like, what's the best plan? If I'm not here, or the manager's not here to tell you exactly how to do it, what would you do? Take those steps. And I really appreciate people who have that ability to not just sit around and wait for the next directive.
That's important. Talk about a lot of the positive. Now, what are some common misconceptions of being an entrepreneur, and how do you address them?
I would say probably number one is sometimes people assume like, oh, your business it looks successful, it's busy, you must be wealthy, or you must be making a ton of money. And it's a tough part to not necessarily try and explain to people, but the focus for us has always been, trying to put back into this business and put back into the community. My goal has never been to make a bunch of money off of it. I mean, obviously it needs to be successful, but I think just trying to customers engaged, keep employees happy, and keep the overall appearance up and excitement of the store, and it's hard to do.
Yeah, that's fair. Now, you've been here for 20 years. That is incredible. What do you attribute your growth and continued success to?
since day one, we've tried to create like a exciting, fun, visually appealing atmosphere in the store. And also just customer service is number one. I mean, that from the beginning, that was more or less our unofficial mission statement, was to provide exceptional customer service. That, from the beginning, my dad and I both, one of our biggest pet peeves was going into a store and either not getting any service or getting terrible service, and wondering how that business survives. So our goal from the beginning was we're going to make sure everyone feels taken care of. We're going to have fantastic product. We're going to know as much as we possibly can about it and be able to provide a service that no other business in town does.
That's amazing. And that's definitely missing in today's world for sure. It drives me nuts too. Now, this is always a fun one. How do you balance your personal life with all the going-ons of running a business?
That's a great question. And I'm going to go back to the right people. Having the right people on staff and allowing me to stick to a schedule where it's like, okay, this is when I come in, this is when I leave. Unless the place is on fire, I'm leaving at this time so I can go home and be with my kids and do other important things in life. But yeah, it's just having the right people in place that really allow me to step away from this place and have it still continue to run at the standards that we've set.
That's very important. And looking ahead, since we've looked back so much, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And do you have any advice for other entrepreneurs that are looking to have their businesses?
Sure, good question. We're still growing. We expanded a couple years ago to include cooking school and a cafe. So there's more going on at the Kichen Engine than just retail. So definitely within the next 5 years, I want to, expand those two new parts of the business and get them operating as efficiently as possible and create more exciting experiences here at the Kichen Engine. I would say to someone who's looking to grow their business, my recommendation would be to find some way to add value to your business that maybe doesn't cost you a fortune, but some way to add value to your business and stand out above other people or other businesses doing a similar thing.
And what question have I not asked that I should have been asking?
I think for me, as a 20-year business owner, I would say other people might be feeling the same way, but my question that I would ask would be, how do you approach self-doubt or feeling unfulfilled in your business? And to answer that, I would say, for me personally, is just remind yourself of your success, even if you're not feeling successful in the moment. Don't take for granted the people around you. Thank the people that have supported you. Make sure and really take time for gratitude and allow that to sink in, and it helps get past that feeling. And being fulfilled in your job, I think if you're not feeling fulfilled, try and focus on whatever small portion of your business it really speaks to you and really fulfills you. For me personally, that's helping people. It's really easy to get caught up in the big picture in the day-to-day of running a business and not being able to get out on the sales floor and talk to your actual customers and help them find what they're looking for. And for me, that's a really good way to clear my head, is to just turn off the computer, get out from underneath all of the things that I'm trying to do in the day, and just get out on the sales floor and talk to people and help them find what they're looking for. And sometimes just that break and, feeling like you've accomplished something is enough to sort of get back into it and feel the excitement again of your business.
Nice. That's so important. And then my final question I just thought of, what product or item is exciting you the most these days in the store?
Oh, good question. There's so much, and it's kind of wild how things have taken shape over the years and what fads have come and gone. And I mean, lately, sort of, I guess with everything, it's sort of integrating technology into things that, in some cases maybe don't need technology, but there's definitely some really cool techie things that I like to, nerd out on. There's things that, 20 years ago didn't exist, and we're just kind of, occasionally you'd have someone ask for it and you're like, that's not a thing, that wouldn't ever work. But, now it's like something as simple as a remote barbecue thermometer, where it's just literally just a little probe that you put in your food, and it has the technology inside to send the signal outside of your barbecue to your phone. And there's no wires, there's no, the batteries are all built in, and you look at it and you're like, no way this thing is going to work. And fantastic. It works really well. So in certain instances, the integrating technology with, a product that's been around forever is definitely worth it. But I think just the fact that kitchenwares is still a growing industry, it's still, everyone cooks, everyone needs to make food. So I think some of the exciting things are the technology, and then also people understanding, like what's healthy and what's not. So like seeing cookware take off that, is probably should have been the standard forever, like cast iron and things that don't have nonstick coatings on them, all coming back because people are actually really care about that now, and what's going into their food, what they're cooking on, and seeing some of those things that have been around forever and haven't changed at all. It's just now they're understanding that and wanting to bring that back into their lifestyle. So that's exciting for me too.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Eric, for your time. And make sure, if you guys are here in Spokane, to come and check out the Kichen Engine, and be sure to subscribe to our channel. See you next time.